What's going on, everybody? It's GameUnboxingReviews here, and welcome back to another LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2 news update. So, yesterday, of course, was the San Diego Comic-Con 2017 LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2 panel, and while most of the things that were revealed we already knew about, there were still some new little bits of news as well, and there might even be a few things that you guys don't know yet. But as well as that, of course, we've got to talk about some new screenshots that were showcased at the panel as well. But lastly, one of the things I want to mention before we get into the video is I've been getting a lot of comments from people asking, where is the trailer? You said the trailer was coming out today. Well, I thought it was, but basically I guess what they meant to say was the trailer would be debuted at the panel, but wouldn't be released to the public yet. The trailer will in fact apparently be released to the public tomorrow, which is of course Monday, so definitely look forward to that. Can't wait to see it, and they've even teased that Surtur might be in this trailer, so yeah, it might be a pretty crazy trailer. Anyway guys, without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so first up, let's talk about the character creator. So, during San Diego Comic-Con 2017, Arthur Parsons was talking with CoinOp TV, and he basically gave them an example as to what you can create with the character creator. So he said you could make a character with a cape and Spider-Man's head and change the colour of the mask. You could have repulsor blasts in one hand and lightning bolts in the other. Now, we knew pretty much everything I just said already, except for repulsor blasts in one hand and lightning bolts in the other. Great to know that both of those abilities are going to be part of the character creator. Hopefully this means we'll have elemental abilities, because if we've got lightning, hopefully that means fire, water, you know, lots of really cool things. The more options they give us, the more we'll be able to make with this fantastic creator. Next up, we're going to be talking about classic comic book covers, but before we get into anything, I'd just like to give a big thank you to Alan Tran from the official Twitter account for thebrickfan.com, as he is the one that actually let me use his news and images in this video, so thank you, Alan, I really do appreciate it. So, classic Marvel covers in the LEGO style are returning in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2, and will of course be unlocked by collecting all mini-kits in each level. Also, what's great about these covers is that they were created by Dan Wiesenmeyer, who of course made the comic covers in LEGO Marvel's Avengers. You can see a brilliant one right here with Kang the Conqueror, and he's putting a sword through the earth. Looks so cool. I can't wait to see the rest of them in the actual game. Quick little update on the Chronopolis hub world. During an IGN live stream, they showcased some brand new gameplay, and I noticed 2 pigs and a sheep on the side of the road in modern Manhattan. I have no idea why these are here. Maybe they've come from medieval England and they've wandered off into the modern city. Who knows? The fact is, though, if you can actually ride them, that would be really cool. Because obviously, in LEGO Worlds, you can ride around sheep and pigs and things. So it'd be great if they've brought that into LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. Just having that interactivity, being able to ride anything, drive anything, would just be really, really cool. And like I said in my previous video, I'd love to see camels in Egypt and horses in medieval England. All that kind of stuff would be really nice and just make it feel even more like a living, breathing world. The other thing we saw in the live stream was our very first in-game look at Hala, which is of course the Kree Homeworld. Now, we didn't see much of Hala, but it looks cool. It does look cool, and I know this image is very dark, but that was because of the IGN live stream. The game isn't actually that dark as we've seen from previous gameplay, but it still looks cool, and I'm excited to see what characters might be involved in this particular area. And also, you got to remember, it seems to be that every area in Chronopolis has some role in the story. So I guess we might actually be going to Hala in the story, which should be pretty cool. Next up, we need to talk about characters. So, there will be 200 plus characters to play as in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2, and the great thing is, none of which will be console exclusive characters, because I know a lot of people were really disappointed with LEGO Marvel's Avengers, where they couldn't get the Civil War DLC or the Ant-Man DLC, because they were using a specific console, but none of that is happening this time around, which is brilliant. Bear in mind, they said that for the main game, so everyone on PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Steam, every console this game is going to be available on, you'll all be playing the same game. But they didn't actually mention DLCs, but honestly, I would say the same probably applies. I'm sure that, yes, the main game is all the same on each console, but I bet the DLC is as well. But they're not really talking about DLCs at the moment, so it's understandable that they didn't mention that. But yeah, from the sound of it, we're all good. Every single console that LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2 is going to be on will have all the same content, which is great news. Here's a little update on Rocket Raccoon. He has chicken blasters. Yeah, I have no idea what that means. We never saw that in any of the previous gameplay, but there you go. Rocket Raccoon has chicken blasters. Interesting to see, you know, what that'll actually look like, but yeah, pretty cool. Here we get a new look at Crossbones Truck and Black Panthers Jet. Pretty cool. Obviously, we talked about that in the previous video, but they still look really nice, and I'm looking forward to seeing more vehicles in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. But here we have a brand new vehicle, and this is actually a mini Ravager Jet. Now, it's a pretty cool looking vehicle. Personally, I hope there's a normal sized Ravager Jet in the game as well, because while the mini vehicles are pretty cool, I personally prefer the much bigger, you know, normal sized ones. But, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. But what I think's more exciting about the mini Ravager Jet is it makes you think, could Yondu and Taserface be in the game? Probably, because you got to think Yondu, classic Yondu, is going to be in the classic Guardians of the Galaxy DLC pack, and Taserface was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and obviously he already has a Lego minifigure, so I'm pretty sure these two characters are going to be in the game, but you know, they're not confirmed yet, so we'll have to wait and see. Here we get our first in-game look at Dr. Octopus, and I'm loving these arms. They're completely different to what we saw in the first Lego Marvel Super Heroes, but they look really, really cool. Can't wait to play as Doc Ock in this game. Here we get a new look at Greenskyn Smashtroll. Yes, that is literally this character's name. I am not kidding. Greenskyn Smashtroll. Pretty funny character. Basically, from what I've been told, he is essentially the medieval Hulk. So I guess he will be alongside the medieval Avengers at that part of the story. Pretty cool. Here we have our first in-game look at Forbush Man. Now, while I don't know what this character can actually do, what I do know is that he'll feature in one of the bonus missions, but more on that later. Here we get our first in-game look at Throg, and he can, of course, you know, fly around the map like Thor. I'm pretty sure he'll just have all the same abilities as Thor, but he's just a frog. But of course, Throg is one of the loyal members of the Pet Avengers. So, since we have Throg, maybe we'll have Lockhead, Redwing, Zabu, or Hairball, or maybe even Miss Lion. I mean, we already have Lockjaw, so some of those other characters might be characters that we might also see in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. Here we get our first in-game look at the Vulture from, of course, Spider-Man Homecoming, and I absolutely love this design, but I've seen some comments online because people are kind of surprised by the way the wings look. You know, they're much smaller than the actual LEGO set. Well, Stephen Sharples has come out and said the reason because of that is because they're way too big to fit in the levels, so that is why he has smaller wings. Personally, I'm fine with it. I think it looks cool, and you never know, they might actually change it for the open world or something by the time the game actually comes out. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm just glad to see this version of Vulture in the game because I loved him in the movie. Here we get our first in-game look at Cosmo the Spacedog, and apparently Cosmo will actually have an epic role in the game at some point in the story. So it's great to hear that he'll actually have a role in the game story because I was not expecting that. And also, whoever designed Cosmo for this game has done a fantastic job because when I first saw this screenshot, I honestly didn't think it looked like Lego at first. It looks really, really well designed. Here we get our first in-game look at Gwenpool, and we also now know that she has 2 swords and guns, and the guns can actually shoot pink bullets. And we also now know that, like Spider-Gwen, Gwenpool can also take selfies and mess around with filters. Now, of course, I'm showcasing that right now. You can see all the filters that you're going to be able to use with this feature, and it's pretty cool. I love how far they're going with the selfie feature in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2, because I honestly think that is going to be used a lot by fans that like to take screenshots and share them on Twitter and stuff like that. So that's a really great addition to the game. Now, one of the things we also know about Gwenpool is she will narrate the bonus missions in the game, and she is said to basically break the 4th wall a ton in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. So I would expect her to probably pop up in the background randomly, stuff like that. Pretty cool. Looking forward to seeing more of Gwenpool in this game. Here we see a pretty cool new screenshot of Iron Duck, and Arthur Parsons has come out and said that basically Howard the Duck is actually wearing like a fire hydrant. That is his Iron Man suit, which is pretty hilarious if you think about it. And speaking of Howard, basically in the game there's going to be a bonus mission where Howard and Forbush Man are trying to pitch Howard's video game idea at ChronoCon, and ChronoCon is essentially the Chronopolis equivalent to Comic-Con, so that should be quite a fun mission. Reminds me of the one in LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 1 that involved Howard the Duck and Vulture. It's kind of similar. I think he was trying to pitch a movie or something. This time he's trying to pitch a game. Howard the Duck just will not take no for an answer. Next up, while this character wasn't confirmed, the answer is very interesting, and honestly, I pretty much call it a confirmation. So basically, when asked if Moon Knight will be in the game, Arthur said he'll make sure he'll be in the game. So I guess right now, Moon Knight isn't in the game, but he will be. Arthur has basically said, yes, he will be. So yeah, Moon Knight confirmed, basically. Pretty cool. Another character that was confirmed is Stan Lee. Yes, Stan Lee, of course, will be part of LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. He was fantastic in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 1, and he was fantastic in LEGO Marvel's Avengers, so I can't wait to see what they do with him in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. Of course, yet again, he will be the character in peril, but you will also, of course, be rewarded every time you save him. I'm just excited to see what they're going to do differently with Stan, because obviously in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 1, he had pretty much all the powers of the characters he's created. In LEGO Marvel's Avengers, he had like lots of Iron Man suits and things like that. This time, I have no idea. Maybe he'll have a mix of Spider-Man, the Avengers, and Inhumans abilities. We will just have to wait and see. Now here's something you guys might have missed. Basically, in IGN's live stream, if you look carefully here, you can see what looks to be Wonder Man. Now, I've compared this to an actual image from LEGO Marvel's Avengers, and, you know, I know this character doesn't have hair in this screenshot, but I'm pretty certain that is Wonder Man. I think his hair just hasn't loaded or something like that, but yes, I'm pretty certain that is Wonder Man. You can see, you know, the logo on the chest, you can see the red leg printing, you can see the arms. I mean, it definitely looks like Wonder Man to me. I don't know about you guys, maybe you see something else, but to me, I'm pretty certain that's Wonder Man. And last but most certainly not least, the final thing we need to talk about is, of course, the Sinister Six. So, there is actually a point in the game where Mysterio actually battles the Sinister Six, which is pretty crazy because you got to think, why is he attacking his fellow bad guys? But also, what's interesting about this, confirming the Sinister Six are part of the game could mean that we'll get a good variety of Spider-Man enemies in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. Now, there's been a lot of different versions of the Sinister Six team over the years, but I think it's possible that we could see characters like Electro, Kraven the Hunter, Sandman, Hydro Man, Hobgoblin, Beetle, Scorpion, Shocker, Rhino, Lizard, you know, pretty much any of those characters. I'd love to see all of them, because obviously I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I love all of his villains, and the more Spider-Man villains in the game, the merrier for me at least. So yeah, I'd love to see all of them in this game. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I know it's quite a short news update because obviously there isn't that much to talk about. It's more about screenshots and a few new character abilities and things like that. But I think it's because, you know, we already knew pretty much everything that they revealed at the panel because of that Marvel live stream. But of course tomorrow is the brand new trailer, so we will have something new to talk about, and hopefully, you know, I'll be able to break it down. There might be things in the background that you might have missed, stuff like that. But yes, very exciting. Can't wait to see that trailer. Anyway guys, I want to thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more videos real soon, and as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.